You're listening to Mic Drop Moments, a podcast brought to you each week with me, your host, Sandra Garlick. During the podcast, I invite guests to share their amazing stories, knowledge and top tips, including their mic drop moments, especially for you. I also share my learning and inspiration about life, business growth and visibility. I'm delighted to bring the Mic Drop Moments podcast to you each week to inspire and motivate you to achieve. Enjoy the podcast and don't forget to leave a review. Mic Drop Moments is sponsored by Grow Radio. Want to launch your own podcast? Grow Radio are here to help. Grow Radio has launched and supported countless podcasts, and they'd love to do the same for you. Just hit record and they'll handle the rest. No editing stress, no technical faff, just a great podcast released when you want. Need a little extra support? Grow Radio's workshops and courses make getting started easy. Let's bring your podcast to life. Message Grow Radio on social media. Let's make this happen. Welcome to this week's episode of Mic Drop Moments, and today I'm talking all about celebrating success, and that's this month's theme, and there'll be lots of episodes around that, but I wanted to talk to you about something in particular this week, and I want to talk to you about the scary side of celebrating our successes. Now, if you're here listening to this and you're thinking, she's struggling to get her words out today, I had a fairly major surgery about 4 weeks ago, and I still can't string my words together. They say that anaesthetic stays in your system for many months, even up to a year. But I actually feel as if it's affected my brain and what comes out of my mouth right now. So if I do stumble on my words, that is exactly the reason. So I apologise for that in advance, but it's just life. So let's go with it. So I'm celebrating success right now, and it's something fairly special. It's the 10th anniversary of the Woman Who Achieves Awards. And at the time of recording, if you're listening to this, it's all happening this week. So we'll be sharing lots of episodes from the content that we record on the day. But I'm celebrating 10 years of celebrating women in business, 10 years of recognising stories, milestones, growth. And let me tell you, every single one of those women had to push through something to even put themselves forward for my awards. So today we're talking all about celebrating success and also the fear that often comes with it. And here's the thing. Success isn't just about achieving, it's also about being seen. And that's where many people freeze because they hold themselves back and think, why me? Why should I put myself forward? Who cares? Who really wants to know about this? Am I good enough? It's all those things that we beat ourselves up about, whether it's nominating yourself for an award or sharing a win or success online, or allowing yourself a simple moment of pride for something you've achieved. It can feel really uncomfortable. I've felt it too, and I know exactly how it feels, so you're not alone. And many years ago, I used to hold back. In fact, I still do on occasions. I think, oh, should I post that? Is it bragging? Is it too shouty? Am I saying, look at me? And then I have to get over myself. I really do. So I want to ask you really to think about, why do we struggle to celebrate? And when was the last time you really celebrated something in business? Not just finished something, not just ticked it off a list, but really celebrated it. And I speak to so many brilliant women every day who downplay their wins, and the reasons are all so familiar. I don't want to seem like I'm bragging. Oh, it's not a big deal. I do that anyway. What will people think? Oh, I'll celebrate it when I hit the next big goal. And if that's, you're hiding those celebrations. And I'm going to say, this is a reality check. Playing small doesn't serve your business. It doesn't protect you, and it just keeps you stuck in the same place. And what's the worst that can happen? Many celebration posts that I see, and I've been encouraging women in business to do this right through my awards process, right from the moment of that nomination. And I'll tell you a secret, and it's not a secret because I share it all the time. 99 or 98% of the women that enter themselves for award enter themselves. So they're proud to be nominated, but they've entered themselves, and they're still happy to shout about it. And I bang that drum every single time I launch my awards, and I say, celebrate this milestone, the fact that you clicked that submit button and entered, because that is a huge celebration, and that is worth celebration. So I'd invite you just to take a moment of reflection, whether you pause this podcast and just have a think, take a moment and think of one thing you've done in your business or in business in the last month that you're proud of. As I said, pause the podcast if you need to. Got it? Now ask yourself, did you celebrate it, or did you move straight on to the next thing? If you skipped it, go back, celebrate it. It's not fluff, it's strategy, and it's part of your growth and moving forward in your business, but you have to reflect and recognize the achievements along the way. So let's look at what happens when you actually do start celebrating. At every Woman Who event, after every single event I put on, I see the social media light up. It's tag. People share their moments, they share their nominations, they share their wins, they share the speeches, they share the impact they've had from the speakers, they share their inspirational stories, and their engagement rockets, it goes up. They get new messages and connections, and they start being remembered. And that's not just the speakers, and that's just not the winners. That's everybody that starts following and starts commenting on the socials. And then you'll see people that have just enjoyed the day. And not because they won or because they were speaking or anything like that, because they share a moment of pride. They share a moment of a light bulb moment or something, or they share a win. They share someone they've met. They share a new connection. Anything is a win. And celebration does three powerful things. Firstly, it boosts motivation. And you remember why you're doing what you're doing every day. Secondly, it builds confidence. You give yourself that evidence that you're capable of achieving, you're capable of growing. And lastly, and thirdly, it raises your visibility. Positive energy attracts new opportunities. People love good news. They love good news stories. And it doesn't even need to be a huge win. Small celebrations, small milestones create a huge impact. So I'm going to share 5 easy ways to start celebrating today. And I should say, really, it's how to start celebrating, even if it feels awkward or scary. I'm briefly interrupting this podcast to tell you about my new free 3-day challenge, Amplify from Page to Stage. Are you a writer, author, or wannabe author? If you want to sell more books and get seen on more stages before, during, and after publication of your book, join my free 3-day challenge starting on the 19th of May. It's designed to help you go from page to stage and boost your visibility through speaking. No fluff, just actionable steps to help you own your mic drop moment. I've popped the link in the show notes. I can't wait to see you there. Now back to the podcast. So number 1, start a done list. I have my 3 things I achieve every day. So what I do every morning on my to-do list, I highlight 3 things I want to get done. It's the get done list. And usually there's a big, ugly task first that I want to get out of the way. Eat that frog and everything. I really, truly believe that's a way to get things done. So start a done list. Write down 3 things you achieve each week. So at the end of the week, once you've got through that to-do list and you've churned through all those tasks you need to get done, have a look back and write down 3 things you've achieved, even if it's going to a networking meeting and meeting somebody new. Big or small, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be, I won this award and I've done this. You can celebrate those as well. But think of the little things, even if it's, I stood up and asked a question at a networking event, or something that you wouldn't normally do where you've had to step out your comfort zone. Number 2, share the story, not just the win. So talk about the journey to get there. What did it take to get there? How did it feel? All those little backstories, the challenges, how you overcame them, are all worthy of celebration. 3, use your voice. Say it out loud to a friend or record a voice note to yourself, or go live on your socials or on an Instagram or something like that, or in a group that you're a member of. Use your voice. Speak it out loud. 4, treat yourself. Reward yourself intentionally. Grab your favorite coffee from the coffee shop, go for a walk, or buy a brand new notebook. I used to be a massive stationery geek and I love notebooks, and I've got a whole pile of them that are untouched. There's that strange thing, isn't it? You celebrate, you treat yourself, and you almost don't want to open it and enjoy it. But I invite you to actually buy something, do something, and it doesn't have to cost money, and say to yourself, this is because I, and then fill in the gaps. So I used to love filling the bath on a Friday, lighting some candles, pouring a glass of wine, and just lying back and reflecting on the week I'd had. And, that's a treat in itself. 5, focus on impact, not ego. So frame it as if I can do this, so can you. So you're inspiring. And I always say every post I do on social media, every talk I deliver on stages, every time I go out and do something, if I can inspire one person to feel good about themselves or to take action, that's my job done. And I can celebrate that fact. So it's not about the ego, it's about inspiring others to take that first step. So let's reflect again. What is that one celebration that you skipped in recently? Think about how you can bring it back. Pause the podcast if you need to. Could you post about it? Could you talk about it on your podcast or on a podcast if you're a guest? Could you add it as a blog to your website? Or even toast it privately or share it with a friend or family? It's really worth having those reflection moments. So what could it cost you by staying silent? Well, if you don't share your success, someone with less experience but more confidence will take the spotlight. And that's fine, because you can celebrate their success as well. But have you ever found that you sort of sit there and think, oh, I did that, but I never told anybody about it? Or, oh, I did that years ago. And you read something that somebody's done and you think, yeah, I've done that, but you don't celebrate it. You don't actually recognize the milestone or the thing that you've done. How about if that was a regular diary slot in your calendar? Put it in there, put a block of time in there and say, celebrate my successes this week. I know some people that do this really well, and I see their posts pop up regularly and they celebrate those milestones. So there is a cost to staying silent, because you can sit there and say, well, it's not fair. Why are they getting all the, recognition? Why are they getting all the celebration? Why are they getting all the engagement on their social posts? If you stay silent and just lurk, and I love to talk about lurking, if you stay silent, how's anybody going to know? And this is where visibility is a big thing. It opens doors, it creates opportunities. Staying silent closes doors that could have been opened because somebody needed to hear or see your story. So think about that carefully. What is it costing you to stay silent? What is it costing your potential clients, your potential connections by not hearing what you've got to say? You can always celebrate in fun ways as well. I love celebrating in fun ways, and you know that I've got mic drop moments, this podcast, and I talk about mic drop moments all the time. So you could share a mic drop moment, share what your mic drop moment is, boom, celebrate it. Write a celebration blog. Something I do quite often, and especially on my birthday, I run a giveaway. I love to do a giveaway, and this is something I do in my membership, which I'll talk about later. But yeah, I always run giveaways, especially a special treat for my members, an opportunity, something I can't go to, and I gift the tickets away if I've already purchased them and can't get a refund. Or I put something out there and say, look, I've got a guest pass to this. Who would like to be my guest? And that's something I run every year with Theopophytes SBS. As a winner, I get a guest ticket every year. And I love giving that guest ticket to someone who can experience that day with me. So running a giveaway is a great way to celebrate. And I always do my birthday giveaways. Host a virtual coffee and share your wins. If you're attending a networking event in the Zoom room that you're in, if it's online, share your celebration. If you're at a networking event face to face, share it with others if you get the chance to stand up and speak. Or make a highlight reel or a photo montage or a mini video clip or a story on socials and just share the celebration. Make it ping and make it pop and draw attention to the fact. So here's your mic drop moment for today. I'd like you to think about celebrating something, anything. It could be anything big or small. Say it out loud, say it publicly, say it with pride, even if it's small and even if you feel nervous. Now, if you want to go big, there's lots of opportunities with Woman Who. And on the 1st of June, we're opening up the Woman Who Solopreneur Awards entries. So if you're a sole director or sole trader, watch out for the 1st of June because that's when the entry form opens. And that's a wonderful way to show your wins, show your achievements and be seen. But all you have to do is show up to do it in the first place. And you can employ people, you can work with associates, but you make those big decisions in life and business on your own as that sole director or sole trader. Of course, you can join our Woman Who Inspires online network and come along and celebrate in the Zoom rooms. That happens on the first Monday of every month, and it's entirely free to join us. There's no cost to book onto that. You just book on womanwho.co.uk/events. And just for this month, if you're listening to this on the bank holiday Monday, then it will be on the Tuesday. So if the first Monday falls on a bank holiday, we host it on the next day on the Tuesday morning. Come along and celebrate your win. I talked about the Academy and I'm just rebranding it at the moment, and it's open until the 31st of May for anybody who wants to join, and that's the Let's Get Visible Accelerate Academy. So you can join, and guess what? It's a lifetime membership. So when you join, you can pay in full or over 12 months, and membership is for a lifetime. So once you've joined and that's it, you're in there. And we're always celebrating wins, and I encourage you to do so. I create a lot of opportunities as well. So I'd like to just remind you that every step forward is worth celebrating. Let's normalize success. It's not bragging, it's celebrating what you've achieved. Let's cheer each other on too, because I love celebrating everybody else's wins as well. So if you tag me in, I'll help you celebrate. And let's stop hiding from the spotlight. We've earned it. We've earned our right to be here. I'd like to thank you for joining me again on Mic Drop Moments. And until next week, I'll see you soon. Just reach out if you've got any questions. Thank you for listening to the Mic Drop Moments podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. Join me next week for more inspiration, learning and top tips. Want to work with me on your business growth and strategy, speaking, or simply growing your audience? Just get in touch. Visit womanwho.co.uk to find out how you can start your speaking and visibility journey, or even feature on a future podcast. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss next week's podcast. And if there are any topics you would like to hear, just get in touch with me, your host, Sandra Garlick.